got it.
Yeah,
There's the man.
Give me a twist. Give me a twist line. There's the best one right there. Give me a twist.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a huge thrill for me. My first book signing, book speaking event of any kind. Wow. So you guys are really the alpha community of readers of this work, which has just come off the press. So it shocks me greatly to be here in front of you, talking about something that everyone kind of already knows how to use, and more or less has heard of. But I think still to this day we don't quite understand how it can perfectly be used. And I think there are a lot of questions about etiquette, about perception, about what's appropriate culturally, what's appropriate socially with these new tools. So Twitter just being an example. So I wrote the book to be generic enough that it's not just about Twitter. I did come from that company. I do still closely contact those people, and I use it every day, and it's my primary means of communication, but it's just one of many services that has emerged over the past couple of decades that embodies this quick communication that we've come to expect. One could change the world with 140 characters. And I happened to be listening and sitting at my desk just contemplating that for a while, and I got this flash like he's right. And you know what? I want to be the one to write that message. How am I going to write that? Where and how and when and who am I going to be to write that one tweet? Well, maybe it won't be me. Maybe it'll be someone. I should focus on that concept. I bought the domain. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I didn't know if it was going to be me or one of my friends or someone I inspire or someone I meet that's going to write that message in 140 characters that changes the world. Yeah. And I do recognize that not only there's an irony to this format, but I'm basically contradicting myself and saying that no one should be able to tell you how to do this, and yet here's a book telling you how to do it. But again, I try not to say this is how, this is why. Okay, it's why these things work. It's why it's now so powerful. It's because they're words, because literature has a real deep cultural and human significance. Because words are themselves like candy. They're the sweetest. They have every flavor that there is, and words strung together beautifully is. I mean, there's a word for it. It's poetry. I mean, we are now in a poetic age where we had the long form. We have the web. I mean, it's just endless. You can have anything. You can have videos go on for hours, and so sort of a reaction to that. Our reaction to that was to shrink it and put this limit on it. I've worked really hard on this, and I'm really proud to have some people in the audience to help me test. The next stage of this book is electronic, and it's for the iPhone, starting with the iPhone. What it is a response to that irony, that it started in hypertext. It started as a blog. It started as a tweet. And then it got picked up by print publishers, which was flattering in the extreme, and netted me a small advance. But it doesn't end here. I mean, it lives on, and it should I think, return to its original format. So what I did was the electronic version is essentially a downloadable website. It's hypertext, searchable, it's copyable, it's shareable in every way. And so my purpose is to honor the original spirit of the work and produce the echo online that lives on, and that's always updatable, that I can keep fresh every day. Because this will get a couple of printing runs if I'm lucky, but the electronic version will live on infinitum. Even my son will pick up on that. So. The app is live.
The story went on.
I wrote that?
Signed copy.
Yeah.